Shit, why you turn me up, boy?
What is fucking too money? Oh my!
Hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning into a special edition of Steel City Sports, where I'm your host, Luther Dupree. Joined as always by my main man, Claudio, the Hall of Famer, Smokin Jim Frazier, Ralph Williams. What's going on, fellas? How you doing? Hey, this is a live call-in show. Make sure you call the show at 412-530-63. All right, looks like we got some feedback. Jim, you with us?
Hey, Lou.
All right. Let's get it started, man. We got a lot of topics to get to. Some special guests calling in later on as well. But we're going to start off with our Steel City news. Start off like we always do. Claudia, what's on your mind? What do you have for us today?
Always good to be here. Thank you for the invite, Luther. What's up, Ralph and Jim? The Pirates are still in it. All-Star game's coming up soon. The Pirates are still in the thick of things. Now, everybody says they need another stick or two, and they do. But I don't know who they're going to get, if anybody. But let's talk about what kind of hitter, what kind of stick they need. Everybody always talks about maybe let's go after a big home run hitter. No, let's not do that. Those are the type of hitters that strike out more often. Everybody strikes out now. But those guys don't do well in the playoffs unless you're Mr. Reggie Jackson or somebody like that. What they need to do, look at Giancarlo Stanton for the Yankees. Look what he's done in the postseason. Look at a lot of those big sluggers have done in the postseason. Nothing. Pitching is dominating in the postseason. They need a guy who's a tough out. They need a guy who will spray the ball and not strike out, and not just go up and strike out, walk, or home run. They need somebody to make consistent contact, to be a thorn in the side of the opposing pitching staff. If they do that and fix up, shine up a little bit what they have, they could possibly make the playoffs. And if they do, they could be dangerous because of their pitching staff. Now, as Jim will tell you, I do not trust Keller. I still think he's only going to win between 12 and 13 games after the All-Star game. And if he does do that, then they're not going to make the playoffs. But let's say I'm wrong, and let's say he does do well the rest of the season. If he does, then the Pirates have a legitimate shot to make the playoffs. And again, in the postseason, pitching is everything. And they could be dangerous. And if that's the case, that ballpark is going to be electric because the Pittsburgh Pirate fans are very underrated. They want a winner. They deserve a winner. And they will support a winner. And Nutting and the organization will make a ton of money. But again, go out and get somebody who's a pole-to-pole hitter, somebody who's a tough out. Don't go after the sexy name that's a big home run hitter. They do that, they got a shot to make some noise in the playoffs.
All right, I appreciate that, Claudio. Smokin Jim, what you got for us, man? You still with us?
Yeah.
All right, let me put the disclaimer out. Yeah. Words you're about to hear, Smokin Jim, they don't reflect my thinking, Ralph's or Claudio. Smokin Jim stands alone. I'm going to just let him go and let him rip. What's up, Jim?
Hey, Luther, can you and Claudio hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. NBA rookies. Will Chamberlain as a rookie averaged 37 points a game. Oscar Robertson, 30. Kareem and Michael Jordan, 28 points a game. Rick Barry, 25 points a game. Elgin Baylor, 25 points a game. Earl the Pearl Monroe, 24 points a game. Allen Iverson, 23 points a game. Pistol Pete Maravich, 23 points a game. Hey, Lou, maybe Caitlin Clark just not a scorer at this level. She's only averaging 16 points, including 13 points last night. Maybe Caitlin Clark won't be the next Isaiah Thomas or Allen Iverson or Michael Jordan. Maybe she'll be the next John Stockton. She's a pretty good passer, Luther. I don't think she'll ever be a scorer in the WNBA. And as far as the Olympic team, Lou, I think the USA wanted the first ever all-lesbian team. The coach is gay.
Come
the
on,
team
Jim.
is gay. And when Caitlin Clark walked in there with her boyfriend, the entire LGBTQ said, we ain't having this. We can't have a gay victory parade led by a straight couple. I don't think she'll ever make the Olympic team the way it's set up now.
Jim, she'll make it in 4 years, man. Stop that. Stop that. Hey, Ralph, you have something for our Steel City news? What's on your mind, Ralph?
Not a whole lot, but you know what? The Pirates are still creeping in there. They're only about 3 or 4 games behind 500, and we'll see where the rest of the season goes. And as far as Caitlin Clark goes, if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark and then the girl from LSU, WNBA wouldn't even be relevant.
All right. Angel Reese, Ralph. Yeah.
Yeah. I can never remember her name, but yeah, she the WNBA wouldn't even be relevant right now. It was an afterthought. And as far as the Penguins go, it's great to see that they stockpiled some young talent, but they still have a long ways to go as far as the Penguins go. And that's it for me.
All right. Appreciate that, man. Short and sweet for me. Smokin Jim talked about it a little bit. But yeah, Caitlin Clark, listen, I like what she's doing. I thought she came in with a lot of hype, and it was great for the league. But I think Angel Reese deserves a lot. I'm glad to see both of them made the All-Star team. Caitlin Clark led everybody with over 700,000 in votes. Big change, almost 600,000 more votes than the year before. So that was excellent, man. I'm enjoying. I'm watching more WNBA games since, I guess, back in the day when Cynthia Cooper and Cheryl Swoops were running things with the Houston Rockets. That was definitely a good time. I'm excited, but it's high school. It's high school football, and again, we're working on this documentary with Amani. I thought we were going to have Aaron on the show with us, but hopefully he'll give us a call in. But some of the names to look out for, I was talking to Coach Franchise from Amani. Jim, you're doing a documentary with us this year again, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
It's an honor, Lou.
Yeah. So we got Anthony Porter. You guys got to check him out. Great running back, linebacker for Amani. Won't graduate until 2026, class of 2026. Matt Fillmore. Jim, you gave him a nickname already. He had all kind of pancakes, 6'2", 300 pounds. I think that weight has even increased, Smokin Jim. Definitely a great center guard. And then we got Marcus Williams coming off back-to-back state titles. Great athlete. He plays on a basketball team, 6'3", 190 pounds. Then we got William Gorman. We do the games, and his dad's right there beside us, Smokin Jim, doing some video work. He's gotten bigger. He's 6'3", he's 250 now, Jim. So he had a lot of sacks last year. It's going to be even better. Darius Bruce, 6 feet. They may move him back to linebacker. He was playing cornerback last year. They're moving him back to linebacker this year. Another guy, I love the small, fast, shifty guys. Robert Johnson, 5'7", 146 pounds. He can fly all over the field. And of course, we got the big three, Deshaun Burnett, who's going to Penn State. We also have David Davis, probably the most electrifying junior in the state. And the super sophomore did big things, Gabe Jenkins. He's down in Florida right now, training down there, but he'll be back for the start of the season. He's down there for 2 weeks, getting it in. Listen to these names. These guys are going to be terrific. And make sure you check your local listings. The best documentary out, Saving Lives Through These Lines. It's going to be airing all over the place. There's ways you can donate and support and help this cause as well. Buy the Cash App. Go to SC Sports World and find out how you can participate in this. But some great talent there, Smokin Jim. Tell them about all the great guys that we had last year, man. It was just an amazing time, and I'm excited to be there again. But let's start it off now. I did want to talk about – go ahead, Jim. What'd you say?
Nobody does more for high school sports than Luther Dupree.
Well, Steel City Sports as a whole, I appreciate that, Claudio. I definitely do. The whole thing with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, that's been huge for the WNBA. We've never talked so much about it. It's hitting national. Your thoughts about it? I mean, they were building on the racial thing, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. They tried to do the Magic and Bird thing. I think they dropped the ball. They should have played from the very beginning. That should have been the first game of the season, instead of 10 games into the season. Your thoughts, Claudio, of the whole situation? And both of them, they're both doing great things. Both made All-Star game as a rookie.
Well, I think that their talent, their play on the court, that should be emphasized. And I think that would build the audience, and it's entertainment. But whenever you start interjecting other things, like you said, the racial component, to me, I don't like that. And what you're doing is taking it out of the lane of what it should be. And I just don't like it. I didn't like it when they did it with Magic and Bird. I don't like it when they do it with me and Jim. I think that, I just think they should worry about appreciate is the word. Appreciate their talents and have kids look up to these young ladies as people, as role models. But the media likes to stir things up, and I'm me personally, I'm not a fan.
Not a fan. All right, Ralph, you briefly touched upon it. Any thoughts on how they're building this rivalry and how, now I don't know how you covered on your show. Have you done a lot of it on your show, Ralph?
No, not at all, Luther, but I will speak and touch up on what Claudio said. And Claudio, hello to you as well. I didn't get back to you right away. And also to Smokin Jim Frazier there, my co-host. No, I don't talk much about any of the WNBA or the NBA on my shows, Luther, but I am going to start doing it for national perspectives, because I'm on a lot of national podcasts and they talk about NBA. So, I'd like to start getting involved and more involved in it. But as far as what Claudio said, I'm going to touch a little bit up on that. Social media, the media itself, and just everybody has turned this into a circus that doesn't need to happen. What needs to happen is, like Claudio said, we need to focus on their talents and what they're doing for the WNBA.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen, you got to do whatever it takes to sell. I think we had Aaron. Aaron, are you on the show?
Yes, sir. I'm on.
Hey, what's going on, man? Now, see, I'm glad you jumped in. I thought you were going to duck the smoke, but I'm glad you came in because you had some very, very disparaging things to say about Angel Reese. You said she might get cut. She was going to get exposed. Are you ready to take your L yet, Aaron?
As far as her gameplay, I am surprised that she was able to.
Why though? Why? Everything. Why?
Because her skill set, she becomes a liability offensively. Like people can leave her alone and not really be phased. A lot of her doubles come off of her missed shots.
She had 19 rebounds last night. She didn't miss 19 shots. Come on now. Come on.
Hey, I got the City League championship coach right behind me right now in my ear repeating the exact same thing.
Who you talking about? Who's saying that?
Duquesne legend.
Come on now. Listen, man. Angel Reese is doing what she has to do. She's on the boards. As I told you she would. She's a great defender. She's a good help defender. And her offense building. She set the record for most double-doubles already in her rookie year. Aaron?
But she's also the bottom 4 worst teams in the league.
Okay, not because of her. Maybe because the number 7 pick doesn't have much of a basketball IQ and their guard play is pretty bad. Now, see, Aaron, you ain't say you was going to have a Hall of Famer jump on the panel.
Hey.
All I'm saying is that she's at the bottom. Well, she went 7th, right?
7th.
She's at the bottom. Her team is not doing as well. They will fight to make it to the playoff season.
True.
She's getting a lot more opportunity early, and she's making the most of it. But if you really break down her film, she has surprised me because I didn't think that she was going to be offensively as successful as she is. However, if you really look at some of her post moves and her offensive play, it is really primitive.
Okay.
And she gets bailed out a lot from going through the foul line. And a lot of her misses are her rebounds that she gets back that account towards some of those rebounds. I'm not saying that she's, terrible. I'm just saying that where she's at, she is shining right now because of the opportunities she's given early, I guess I should say. She's making the most of it.
I hear what you're saying, but she would have started on any team because she has something that a lot of players don't have. She plays with heart. She plays with passion. She would
start on Las Vegas Aces team. She would start. I mean, you have to think a lot of the teams passed her up, and she only went 7 in the draft.
Well, Chicago had 2 picks in the top 7. It was they had 2 picks. They picked Cardoza with number right back. So they were a bad team. They were a good team.
I mean, and there's other teams that passed up on her too, though.
And they were all wrong.
That's still haven't been seen yet.
If she makes it to the playoffs, if she can lead them to the playoffs effectively and grow a little bit more in the post, then I'll eat my words. But I don't know.
Come on now. As in the NBA, the WNBA, when you go to one of those sorrier teams, it's harder for you to get in the playoffs. So they probably won't. They have bad guard play. They have a young team, but
they have a bad guard play. Their guards ain't. They have that Kennedy Carter is doing awesome. They switched up and they started her instead of that.
On the bench. She was on the bench at the beginning of the year, and Mayberry is supposed to be their big free agent, and she is not. She is not.
I agree. I don't think Mayberry's performing like she should. I do think Kennedy Carter should have been playing a little bit earlier.
Exactly.
I think the Shields girl should be playing a little better than what she's playing. Like I agree with what you're saying.
But I think the Gilliard family was way too hard on Angel Reese, much like.
Hey, I'll be the first to admit I'm surprised she's as successful as she is. I am.
I don't understand. She was a winner everywhere she's been. High school. I remember she came into Pittsburgh and she made plays. Mm-hmm. And at LSU, she took them from.
But if you really break down and look at her offensive play, as for her creating a shot down low, it is not that efficiently won. If you really look at her field goal percentage, if you really see how many shots it takes for her to get into the double figures range, and how many times she gets bailed out by fouls.
She's a rookie. Listen, her offense. I agree. Her offense.
You can't say she's great and then say she's a rookie at the same time.
That's like saying LeBron James is old, but he's great. You know, so like
you can't both ways. You said she was great and awesome, and I'm just saying, well, some of her field goal percentage isn't stating that. Is she a beast? Is she like a Dennis Rodman-esque type of person? Yes, 100% embodies that bad boy, bad girl, rebounding,
she's
attitude player. I love that part about her. But Dennis Rodman couldn't create a shot that well either. So
that was his whole career. Listen, and what you didn't say, Angel Reese is playing with a bad leg injury. So she's playing half. So
she always looked like that when she's running up and down the court.
She has a pin in her foot. She's going to be better next year. Once she has a 2-year recovery, you will see a lot of improvement.
And if and when she doesn't get her shot blocked about 4 to 5 times per game.
Oh my gosh.
And she doesn't get the rebound off of it towards her 19, then I'll eat my words. But she's a primitive offensive player at that.
She needs to work on offense. But what she's doing now, I respect it.
Oh yeah. 100%.
I mean, what can you say? I mean, all the rookies are struggling. Caitlin Clark, the number 1 pick, she came out struggling.
Oh, for sure. Caitlin Clark is leading the league in turnovers right now. I mean, 100%. I mean, but you know, there's going to be some thorns in the roses. I'm just, you know, I'm very impressed with the impact she's made so early. Yes, but you know, just like, are you okay? Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
All right. We'll see. Hey, listen, we have a caller already on the line that's trying to get on. I think it's Mark Britley. Mark, can you say your name, where you're calling from? Do we have Mark?
Yes, sir. This is yes, sir. Hello. Hope you can hear me. This is Mark from the North Side. Mark Britley.
Hey, the legend. Yes, sir.
I'm the president of the Steel City Sports World fan club.
All right, I appreciate that. We love to hear that.
Hey, listen, 2 quick questions. First of all, hey, I enjoyed the sister's perspective. I was just sitting back and enjoying, you know, how she's able to break it down from the woman's players or woman's perspective or a coach's perspective. Very helpful again. Yeah. But the thing that I just wanted to ask, are we, meaning the Steel City Sports World Committee, are we in communication with the NFL for the draft coming here in 3 years or 2.5 years? And the reason why I raised that question is that we, meaning the TCTV family, we're the only community-based television place within walking distance of this stadium. We should be in first place position to really get some play. Whether the NFL comes in and agrees to build a wing onto the studio or to agree to donate all of the microphones that they use to PCTV, or to come in and to give the Steel City Sports World a space to set up to report. You know, I think that would be big. So I just want to continue to plant that seed and hope that you guys would consider getting in communication, because we are sitting pretty and we should be able to see you guys on the national level at some point. Whether it's 15 minutes or whatever, but at least there. Secondly, can anybody give me a report or status of the coach's name that escapes me, but that Coach Tomlin hired a year ago? He was suing the NFL. Is that case still moving forward, and whatever happened? Because his charges were very, very...
Brian Flores. Go ahead, Jim. Brian Flores. What were you saying? What are you saying about that, Jim?
No, I was just saying the name, Brian Flores.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but he's coaching in the NFL now still. So I don't know what's going on with the lawsuit.
I think he's in Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota. But I haven't heard anything about the lawsuit. Is anybody else on the line? Ralph, Smokin Jim, Aaron? No. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they settled out of court or what, or if now that he's working again. I'm not sure what the situation is. Jim, have you heard anything?
When did he slip out? I don't remember anybody announcing that. Yeah. It was 2
years ago he left, because last year he was with Minnesota, as Aaron brought up. So he wasn't with us last year.
Okay.
I mean, I don't follow it that much, but I just didn't hear that he left and he moved on. And so maybe it looked like
it's probably mine.
Down all of the conversation. And then, once things died down, then they would slip them back in the system. I just wanted to see where the charges were going to go, because they were pretty serious charges at some point that the NFL would have to address. So, hey, the final thing, and I'm going to say this and hang up, have you guys ever considered, now that there's a new superintendent in the Pittsburgh Public Schools, have you ever considered sharing with him some suggestions on the restructuring of the athletic department in the Pittsburgh Public Schools? Yes, I served on a school board, but as you know, I am not the athletic and mind person. You guys eat, sleep, and drink this stuff. And the reason why I raised that question is that for some obvious reasons, it's difficult. It appears like it's difficult for some of the local high schools to even field teams for football. And when you do that, then they start squeezing up the funding, and then that's when people get hurt. And I'm just curious, has anybody ever thought about that, or thought about some kind of formation that would make it a little easier to draft? I mean, for me, the simplest term, I just thought it would always be great if we narrowed the city schools down to 4 teams. You know what I mean? And then allow anybody in the city to apply for, a 4A, a 3A, a 2A, and whatever. And then this way, everybody get a chance to play. Yeah, you get a full complement of coaches, and you can compete outside of the city. And I would love to see that happen.
Oh, they don't want them problems.
Aaron,
all right, listen.
All right, hey, Mark, it's always a pleasure. I know Aaron wanted to jump in on that, former athlete and coach of the City League. Your thoughts, Aaron?
Honestly, they don't want those problems. If they allow the City League just to be put in the right division and allow them to be able to compete at that same level, it'll be trouble for the Whippersnapper. As far as skill and talent wise, they just don't have the exact same opportunities as some of the Whippersnapper schools. So giving them the opportunity, that would be great to just eliminate the City League. I know at one point, I know I'm speaking from experience, there's a person in my household wanted to leave the City League and go into the Whippersnapper, but she wasn't allowed to. So people have been trying to do it, but they won't allow it. City League that's like the City League is their baby and they don't want to let it go. But talent wise, if you put the City League in the right division, the right conference, I think it'll be trouble for a lot of people.
Listen, now I'm sitting through and through, but yet, like you said, the right division, and you have to have some more things. I don't see it happening. You know, we love the city. I played in the city as well, Aaron. I don't see it happening, but the city does need to make some improvements because
1,000%.
they don't have enough teams. You see Carrick, they have to play a scheduled and they play a few teams because they really can't field team. But, you know, kudos to Shorty. He's doing a great job with Carrick with the limited facilities and players. You know, we were there when he got his first victory, but yeah, definitely some things need to happen. But hey, Mark, once again, thanks for the call. Moving to the next.
Okay.
There was been a lot of talk about.
Quick on the way out.
Pardon me?
I just want to say something really quick on the way out. The one, I'm sorry, the first coach, he made some comments. I forgot his name. But when there's going to be a lot of trouble, does that mean that a Whippeal would not embrace the city if they restructured and take them, or the city would fight hard to never barricade in? And the reason why I asked that is that, you know, El Equipo was successful on the court with Whippeal and was able to get what they want. Is it time to have those discussions for the city so that these kids can get exposure, but at the same time get access to additional dollars to get additional skill training? I'll hang up and listen. Thank you so much, Luke. You guys be good.
All right, thanks, Mark. Another great call as usual. Aaron, you want to jump on that first?
I think it's been past the time, to be honest. I think we should have been eliminated the City League play and allowed the kids to go and play in the right division, the right conference. It's way past due. I don't know if the Whipper will embrace that, because if you put the kids, I know they base it off the number of kids in certain schools, but if you put them in the right conference, no City League school should be past 4A. So if you put
Alderay's got a lot of kids, bro.
Yeah, but it's shaky. It's very shaky when it comes, because you're basing off the kids that are enrolled, but a lot of those kids are not even in school. You know what I'm saying? So yes, as far as number wise, yes, they say, hey, we got 900 kids in school, but in real life, you only have 400 to 500 kids, if that. You know what I'm saying? So the number game is it's a lot of politics, I'll say that, to make certain things look better than what it really is.
Okay. All right. Hey, man,
Luther.
Go ahead, Ralph.
Let me add something here. I'm a City League guy as well. I went to South. I played a couple years on the football team.
I like South, boy. Woo. My fault.
Yeah. But anyway.
South. All right, go ahead, though.
I'm sorry, Luther.
No, I said I got some highlights against South, man. You got me bring up my tape again and had the kids watch my highlights.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, but anyhow, let me say this. I'm a City League guy as well, and I do agree with what everyone's saying in some perspective. You can't shove a square peg into a round hole. If you don't have the talent, move them out of the City League and put them in like a Division 1A or something. But you're right, the politics involved. Luther and I have had this discussion many times. We've had this discussion on our shows about Southern Columbia and some other people getting favoritism when Westinghouse played them and some other stuff. There is a lot of politics involved in this, and that's probably why the City League can't get in where they need to be, and they're still on their own. Okay, I know a real estate guy. He told me that the school board about 5 years ago wanted to sell Couple Stadium and make it into a big parking garage and move down to Highmark Stadium to play their games. I don't know what happened to that.
All right.
So
a lot of discussion, man. But you know, high school football is hot and heavy. We're going to be right there.
It is.
Giving me a lot of trophies. Got to get to this. LeBron James, Bronny James, drafted number 55. The most talked about number 55 pick maybe in the history of sports. Already his jersey is sold out. People are complaining about nepotism. Claudia, you've been kind of quiet. What are your thoughts on the whole situation? Bronny James gets to play with his dad.
You have to take emotion out of making sports/business decisions. Emotional pick. I think they could have gotten him as a free agent. Anybody else is going to sign him. And also, hey, at the end of the day, that is his son. And if something doesn't go according to plan, LeBron's going to say something, which I understand. I'd be the same way. I just think that, number one, I don't think they should have drafted him. Number two, I think they signed him as a free agent. He'd gone from there. He could still be on the team. I don't know if he's worth 4 years, $7.9 million. I've never seen him play. But from what you hear, maybe it wasn't the first pick. So, again, I learned a long time ago, and real quick, that show Shark Tank, they had a contestant on who wanted to have this product built in his home state, and it was a great product. And the guy started crying. He said, so many people from our state are unemployed. This will employ at least, 2,000 people. And the panel on Shark Tank were all in tears. We respect you. We think this is a fantastic, heartfelt thing. But do you think we can make more money if we made this product overseas? And the guy said, yes, it would be cheaper. But I want to definitely have it here in my home state. And after the tears were over, they wiped the tears and said, no, it's not a good business decision. And they moved on. I never forget that. In other words, you see with your eyes and your brain. In this case, they chose, I guess, with their heart, sentimentality. And I don't know if it's going to be a good thing. And it's a lot of pressure on this young man. It really is. And it's a lot. Good for him. He's making the money. Good for him. He was drafted in the second round. I think it's going to be tough for him. It's going to be tough for LeBron. It's going to be tough for JJ Redick. It's going to be tough for everybody. So I don't know if it was a good move.
All right, Smokin Jim, do you have your Bronny James jersey yet?
Hey, I don't wear nothing but my name on my back, Lou, so I'll be wearing number 54, the Pittsburgh Steelers jersey, Zach Frazier. But this may be the greatest move in NBA history. First of all, if the guy didn't drop from a heart attack, Lou, he might have been the freshman.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget, if he's perfectly healthy, this is a guy, other than LeBron James, I've never heard of a guy his entire life like Bronny James. All the way through, he was a superstar. LeBron's at all of his AAU games. He was a national guy. This is a guy at the 55th pick. You get a Bronny James. Listen, this is a guy, if he's medically clear, and we got to believe he is, this may be the biggest steal in NBA history. This is a guy, Bronny James, that grew up playing ball. He may not be the best son. His son coming behind LeBron and Bronny may be even better. But I tell you what, man, this was a great move by the LA Lakers. It didn't cost them any money. And who knows? This is a guy, his basketball IQ is through the roof. I can't wait to see him play.
Okay. Yeah, I got to admit, I'm excited about it too. Just to see these two, LeBron and Bronny, on the court at the same time. It's a marketing bonanza for LA. Heck, the Lakers can't sign anyone else. They might as well bring in Bronny James. Klay Thompson didn't go. They couldn't get James Harden. They couldn't get the big center.
You don't want him.
They can't get anybody. Rob Pelinka is doing an absolutely horrible job. And now, LeBron is just signed for the max since they can't get anybody. He was willing to give up money. So, once again, it'll just be another average season for the Lakers. You just don't have the players. Claudio, what you say?
The team to win. Was he the best? No, I've never seen. What was he the best? Aaron, I know you watch all the time, Luther, and I respect all your opinions. Jim, you as well, and Ralph. Was he the best pick to advance the Lakers to a potential championship?
Well, let me jump in first, and first of all, he was a second-round pick. The second round, you never know. You're taking a chance on guys you think they have talent, or something may have happened in their past, and you hope to hit big with that. So he didn't take a job from anyone. His talent got him there. His name really got him there. And I don't think anybody they got with the number 55 pick was going to immediately help them win a championship. So he was the right pick for a number of reasons. I don't have a problem with it. I'm excited about it. Ralph, Aaron, what are your thoughts on it?
I think it might work out. Like, sometimes you have to roll the dice. Like Smokin Jim said, medically wise, if he's healthy, he can be a problem in the future. I'm not looking at him right now. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Steph Curry or anything like that, but you got somebody who's been around the game their whole entire life. You have somebody who's been a McDonald All-American coming out of high school. You watch him in the combine where he was destroying guys in the combine, and they were saying, oh, he wasn't doing that in college. Well, in college, he had a heart attack. So medically wise, he wasn't 100%. So you look at him now, like hopefully he's going to learn. He's going to sit on the bench. He's going to develop. He's going to get stronger. I think people are upset with the way it happened. But people got to understand something. This been going on for a long time in every sport. Look at Eli Manning and the Peyton Manning family. They didn't want Eli Manning going to a certain team, so they said, hey, we're going to do this. Look at Deion Sanders, what's going to happen when he get his son's opportunity to go play in the NFL. So it happens in every sport. I think people are just upset about the process instead of actually looking at this young man's talent, his skill set, his knowledge. He's smart. His dad is one of the greatest players in the league. I ain't saying he's going to have his physical, but mentally, I think he'll be able. This young man changed his own name. Well, his parents allowed him to change his own name because he didn't want to be in his father's footsteps.
Aaron, Luther and Jim, if I can interrupt again. In scouting, I was taught, what can you hang your hat on with this player? Does he have speed? Or in basketball, is he a shooter? Is he a dribbler, a great passer? Is he a Dennis Rodman who can rebound and play defense? What can you hang your hat on about Bronny James? No,
athleticism. In the combine, he was second and out of everybody in 3-point shooting. So he's, as of right now, if we look at Bronny James compared to LeBron James right now, or their age, Bronny probably is faster, more athletic. I think they had him as a higher vertical than LeBron James. He shoots better than LeBron James. He's dribbled better than LeBron James. Right now at this age, like far as number wise, they got Bronny numbers better than LeBron James. And you also look at something too. He was able to spend a year in college. LeBron went straight to high school, out of high school.
Well, not a year. He didn't play until January because of the heart attack.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he was around that experience.
He was, but we didn't get a full year out of him. People say, "Oh, he averaged 5 points a game and this and that."
Yeah, but that's due to health wise.
Yeah, honestly. So he didn't start until January. But I disagree with you. I don't think now. Maybe vertical. He may have had the vertical, but LeBron James at 19 was going to pick up games with Michael Jordan, Ron Artest, and dominating those games. So,
and I'm not saying he's like LeBron is special, but if you look at far as number wise or what they're saying, he shoots better than LeBron right now.
Yeah, well,
he's able to create his own shot. Something LeBron James is a straight downhill player, so they're different players.
Right, he definitely has a better shooter. He's definitely a better shooter than LeBron when he came out. I agree with that for sure, no doubt about that. But
and he's able to create a shot. I think he's a defender. He's more so they're looking at him as a defender more than anything. But he's going to be a 3-and-D guy.
Yeah. You know what? I've heard comparisons to like a Marcus Smart type.
Yeah. And look how long he's been in the league.
Yeah. You know, and done well. Help take the Celtics to a championship where they lost. But he made a great career, and I could see the same thing with Bronny James. I definitely could. Smokin Jim, Ralph, you want to jump in on this?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this Bronny James thing with his playing with his father, the LA Lakers, they have a lot of publicity with LeBron and a lot of drama involving the fact that perhaps he might be the head coach there as well. And that's why a lot of coaches didn't want to go down there and coach. But let me say this. It's a great publicity thing for the LA Lakers because now the spotlight is on them this year with both and with his dad. So that's going to be a very interesting situation to see here.
Yep.
Exactly. Smokin Jim, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, man, I always love listening to Coach Aaron break stuff down.
Yeah.
And Luther, you and Coach sound a little crazy when y'all thought the City League could play gateway in football, but I'm glad he's coming back to his senses. But hey, listen, Bronny, hey, listen.
I said 4A and down, not 5A.
55th pick in the second round. Claudio, for a guy that was not only parade McDonald's All-American, but he was also Nike brand All-American and All-American teams. This is a ball player. He's 6'2", and I'm excited about it. I thought the Lakers did the right thing here.
Okay. Yeah, you can't complain whatsoever about it. We do have a couple questions as well. One question that came up, I'll put on the screen. Thoughts on the Steelers not getting a receiver, the number 2 receiver?
Overrated.
What's overrated? The fact that
they're saying that you need a number 2 receiver, and I saw Kansas City Chiefs with Travis Kelce win a Super Bowl with no receivers.
Yeah, but you had maybe the greatest quarterback that week of this generation.
I agree with you, but you got a decent, solid quarterback, and you have George Pickens, you have Pat Freiermuth, you have a better running game, you have better than what you had in the previous years. So I just look at that being overrated. And then you gotta allow the young guys to develop and see what they got.
Do we know that we have a solid quarterback? You can say it. You're comfortable saying Russell Wilson's going to be more focused on the field?
Russell Wilson is 10 times better than Kenny Pickett, and we made the playoffs. I'm taking Russell over Kenny, Mason, Joe Schmo that we had. I'm taking Russell over all of them.
So he has something. You don't think he shot his load?
No. Okay. He played better than all our quarterbacks last year combined.
I agree. He did. I agree. Mike Shanahan would disagree, but I'm hoping he has something left. So you don't see there's a chance that Justin Fields could beat him out.
Sean Payton didn't have a Kenny Pickett last year either, so he better be grateful.
Yeah, Sean Pickett. Smokin Jim.
Coaches on the money again. Listen, the number 2 receiver is so overrated, especially when they come at $30 million a year. Hey, listen, when you got 2 running backs like the Pittsburgh Steelers have, you got to commit 7 to 8 people in the box. That's what the running game, play action, and if you drop them guys out of the box, you run. You still Freiermuth should be your number 2 receiver.
Yes, sir.
George Pickens had 1,000 yards last year. That ain't. And I tell you what, Roman Wilson, I'm not giving up on him having a great rookie year. The Steelers have a history of rookie receivers.
Yes, sir.
Where they have a good rookie year, and I like his work ethic. So I think they're okay at the wide receiver position if everybody stay healthy.
I kind of like to see an upgrade, although it ain't
your money, Lou. It ain't your money.
What are you talking about? I didn't say they had to go spend the bank on Brandon Ayuk and pay him $30 million a season, but I would like George Pickens is great.
That's when Ayuk look more like Tomlinson than Dino.
Hey, listen, man. Calvin Austin, I'm still, I was high on him, Jim. I'm waiting for him to blow. He has great track speed, and Russell Wilson could still throw the deep ball. So I'm hoping he can get a little more involved in the action. But
everything, you got to look at the system. You can't compare last year's system compared to this year's system. Like you said, Russell Wilson has always been a great play action quarterback. Arthur Smith, that's his scheme. That's what he loves to run. You have those 2 backs. You have a strong tight end. You have blocking tight ends. You have George Pickens that a lot of teams don't have. And not to mention, you have a brand new wide receiver coach. Let these guys, give them the opportunity to coach these young people up and let them develop, and let's see how it goes. I think people comparing too much from last year to this year.
All of you are making great points, and you got to remember, I said it from day one. Kenny Pickett was not a good pick at all. Not a good quarterback. Now, another thing, you guys all made great points with Austin and Aaron, what you said, and Jim, what you said. But let's not forget Mount Washington. I'd throw to that young man. I think he could be hell. I really, really do. I'm not giving up on him. And the other guy who I'd like to see catch about 30 passes for the season plus, 30 plus, is Najee Harris of the backfield.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm talking about a 2-yard pattern like last year. Like Aaron said, that's all gone because you didn't have everybody wanted to blame Matt Canada. Not that he was great, but Kenny Pickett did not have the ability to do what needed to be done. Period. End of story. Russell Wilson still has plenty left in the tank. I believe Sean Payton, I don't know what the hell he was doing, but I think they do have the offensive weapons to get things done if what most important two positions on the field for me, offensive line, defensive line.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
All right.
Claudio and Aaron.
Yeah.
Back in 2010, I said the Steelers will never win another Super Bowl after they backstabbed Santonio Holmes, and they haven't. I lifted
How
that
they
curse
backstab
this year.
him?
I'm predicting that the Pittsburgh Steelers with Russell Wilson will go to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they'll win it. But I'm saying this year Russell Wilson takes his Steelers to the Super Bowl. I lifted that curse.
You got the power, Jim, to lift the curse? All right, you took the curse off of him?
Yeah, you see, I didn't lift
well,
the
take the
curse on the Penguins when they backstabbed Marc-Andre Fleury and they'll never win another Stanley Cup. I didn't lift that.
Oh, well.
I didn't lift the Sam Green curse on the Pirates, and I didn't lift the curse on Detroit Lions. That's 65 years in
Oh,
Calvin,
my goodness.
that curse been on Detroit Lions.
All right,
I
Jim.
didn't lift those curses, but
Oh.
I lifted the Santonio Holmes curse.
You got all right. Well, lift the curse on me hitting the Powerball, Jim. You talking? You got a curse. Anyway, let's go to the comments. Jason Thomas, what's up, Jason? He says these wide receivers are trash, or all y'all smoking. All
I
right.
can't. We gotta allow them. George Pickens is not trash. We all know that, right? You can't. You got to take emotion out of it. You got to take. There's so much you need to be a really successful wide receiver. You look at a lot of the great wide receivers. They had somebody who was able to get them the ball. So you got to take the emotion out of it. I definitely think the last few years put a hurting on people's eyesight, but they just got to be able to.
Okay.
They just got to be able to like really take a step back and look at it. Allow, like you said, Smokin Jim said, let Roman Wilson is a rookie. Let's see what he has. Let's see. Yeah, let Russ cook. Like, let's give it a chance.
Can he cook? Can he cook? We got to see if he can still cook. I don't know.
How many touchdowns did he have last year?
Yeah, 26. I mean, I was not. Hey, all right, let's jump into the content. All right, Jason's back in there. They all suck other than Pickens. Dang, Jason, you real neck. Not one wide receiver couples requires a double team. Stop the cat. Stop the cat. You a young one. All right, Jason. Listen, man, I think teams will have to double team George Pickens. I mean, last year he didn't have a real NFL quarterback throwing to him. Now he's going to have a guy that threw 26 touchdowns. So we'll see. Hey, we do have a caller on the line again. LD. Say, what's going on, LD?
First of all, I want to say I'm enjoying the show, but I have a question for all of you.
Yes.
Cam Hayward hasn't signed, and there's a rumor saying that the Browns are looking at him. Any chances Steelers might let him go?
I don't think so. And he definitely wouldn't be playing for the Browns. I think they'll work it out. You know, Cam's getting long in the tooth. He wants that last contract. I don't see a separation. They'll get it handled. He's not a guy that they're going to let go, in my opinion. Smokin Jim.
Wait, you say he won't definitely go to the Browns? This is a guy that grew up in Monroeville, would have been a great Gateway Gator.
Oh.
Like a thief.
Nobody want to play with Gateway because he wanted to win. Hey Jim, Gateway's known for losing. He didn't want to continue that tradition. We're not talking the 20s when you were there, Jim. He wanted to go to a winner. He going to control where mom goes? Come on, Jim. Anyone else with a way on that? Anybody else see him leaving? I don't.
I'll tell you what, for some reason, this is just a gut instinct, LD. I don't think this front office of the Steelers is going to be so sentimental. I think it's going to be much more like in the sports world anymore, very analytical, very numbers driven. If he wants something that's outrageous, I don't know if they're going to give it to him. And it might, hey, look what they did with Franco. If they did it with Franco, they can do it with anybody.
That's true. That's definitely true. All right, Ralph. Looks like we lost Ralph. We got Sean on here. What's going on, Sean?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
All right, first before we do that, congratulations on the marriage, Sean. We saw the pictures. I didn't know if you wanted to be out here, but congratulations, man. Proud of you, man. Looked like you had a great time, and you know it's a great wedding when you got the yellow flag as you're walking in, man. That was a cool picture, Sean. Congratulations again.
Well, thank y'all very much. You know, Luther, I don't know if you know Claudio, but I met my wife, Camille Doty Tompkins. I met her outside of the Steelers home opener in 2015, outside of Stage AE after the game, after the Steelers beat the San Francisco 49ers. We've been together ever since. She's actually called into the show on a couple of occasions when I've been on the show. And she was actually in the stands when we almost had the incident between Alderdice and Penn Hills. We won't get into that, but she was in the stands that day. So she's a ride or die, and you know, she always supports Steel City Sports World. Stack, Smokin Jim, Kelly, Claudio. She supports all the guys. Jason, she support all the guys, and y'all always supported her. Stackhouse was able to come to the wedding. Other people from Pittsburgh came to the wedding, had a great time. She's from Cincinnati. We got married on the beach in Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina. Shout out to my college buddy who was able to get that in order for us. Wrightsville Beach is one of the 2 beaches of Wilmington, North Carolina, the home of Michael Jordan. Yeah. So we all had a good time, and that's all you can ask for.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Hey, Sean, just to catch you up, LD, are you still on the line? Looks like we lost LD. He was asking about Craig Hayward possibly leaving. Do you see that happening at all?
Well, let's look at it like this. They didn't renew Hines. They didn't renew Troy. They let Rod Woodson walk away. They let Franco Harris walk away. The Steelers, one thing I'll say about the Steelers, they're going to treat it like a business. So as a player, you need to treat it like a business as well. You have to do what's best for you, because once they start cutting you and playing around with your money, you ain't going to get that money back. So Hayward has to do what's best for him. Mm-hmm. And that's all I can say about that. He has to do what's best for him. And that's that. If this is his last year in Pittsburgh, he's done well by the city of Pittsburgh. His mother's side of the family's from Pittsburgh, so I'm pretty sure they were happy he got to spend a lot of years here in Pittsburgh, including his younger brother Connor. So all you could ask for is, you know, you represent the black and gold, black and yellow, and he has set a standard in which people just gotta live up to. Cam Hayward, that's what it is, Cam Hayward. I always get him and his dad, Craig Ironhead Hayward, mixed up. Cam Hayward.
No, Cam Hayward. So if he leaves, is his brother getting cut?
Who knows? It depends on the offense that they're going to run.
We picked up another tight end. Somebody's getting cut there.
Yes. Well, I'm not going to worry about that. I don't want to talk about the Cam and the younger brother Connor. I'm just looking forward to the regular season. I want to see what Russell Wilson does when he has a team that wants him instead of a team that didn't want him. And I just hope all the players fall in line behind Russell. I think Russell learned a valuable lesson in Denver in regards to be a player. Don't be like you're top of the player, like they said he had an office out there and things of that nature. Just be a player. You know, that's all he has to do. Be a player, do good, and let's go.
So you think he has enough left? You think
yeah, he put up
26 touchdowns wasn't bad, and Sean Payton put him on the bench for no reason.
That's the scary part about it. He put up good numbers with the coach not wanting him.
And not even playing a full season. So
yes,
hopefully we get the rust, the danger rust, and he's accurate. He's scrambling a little more and getting down and throwing that deep ball. And Pickens and Austin will love it if he is.
And one thing I will say about the pickup with him, he's pretty much played his time on the West Coast time zone or the Mountain time zone in Seattle and Denver. He's from Virginia, Richmond, Virginia area. His wife, Sierra, she's from Atlanta. They open the season in Atlanta. I think the Atlanta game, I think it's going to be minimum 60% Steeler fans in that game because I'm hearing a lot of things being planned with Pittsburgh people in Atlanta. and it's a lot. Stuff ain't even come out yet that I know that people are planning that weekend for the Steelers-Falcons game. So I think they're going to be happy being on the East Coast for once, even though I think they still have a residency in the Los Angeles area by the workouts he's done at UCLA. But I think we're going to be fine. I think we're going to be just fine.
All right, hey, glad you were able to come in for the last few minutes. Smokin Jim, any last words as we wrap up?
Well, I tell you what, man. Congratulations again, Sean. I agree. Like I told you guys before, man. I lifted the San Antonio Holmes curse, and I'm looking for the Super Bowl being led by Russell Wilson.
All right. Claudio, any thoughts?
Just congratulations to Sean and his wife. Wishing you all the best. All the best.
Okay. All right, Aaron.
Definitely congratulations. And we look at Russ. I think he's doing his part. I seen Russ at Norfolk Allegheny for the big little celebrity basketball game, and
he's everywhere. He's doing all the right.
He's everywhere. He's doing all the right things. He's saying all the right things. If we can just put that on a football field, I think we'll be all right.
Okay, Sean.
I just want to see what the Steelers do this year. I think they're going to surprise some people, and I think them having a tough schedule is going to have them surprising people.
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead, Sean. Yes.
Hey, Luther. Hey, you and your boys is going to Atlanta to the Steeler game and Las Vegas for the Steeler game, but you took your wife to basically Kentucky for an anniversary. How you get away with it?
Man, we already been to those places, Jim. Come on, man. Put me out there like that. Hey. Anyway.
Oh, can I say one quick thing?
Go ahead, sure.
Back in 2016, the Cowboys came to Pittsburgh. I'm gonna put this out there now. If you are a single man, be down Heinz Field. That's all I'm gonna say. There were so many Cowboys and Steeler women down there, I couldn't believe it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm a married man.
You're a married man.
That's all I'm gonna say.
A single man. All right.
Yes. Hey. My motto: happy wife, happy life.
All right, hey man, can't end it any better than that, man. For Smokin Jim, Ralph, Aaron, Claudio, Sean, thanks for tuning in. Tune in next month. We got a special show, man. Start of high school football. I'm excited. The documentary, Saving Lives Through These Lines, is going to be hitting heavy. I can't wait to do it. It's going to be live. That being said, thanks for everybody tuning in. Jason, Thomas, Frank Jackson for the comments, and everybody else. Make sure you hit the Cash App, go to the website, check us out, and we'll see you next month. Peace.